Happy New Year, Imaginers. Yes, I just made that up. My name is Kyla Martin, and I am a coach. My passion is helping smart women uncover and create the life that they imagine for themselves. And that's why I'm calling you Imaginers. So if you're joining us today, I'm assuming that you want to live the life you imagined. And that's what I want to talk to you more about. So it is a new year. It's also a new decade. So I thought today was a great time to talk about possibility in the next year. And possibility reminds me of the original 20s. We're heading into 2020. But if you think about the roaring 20s, it was the art of the possibility. It was a new day in our country and the world, and the art of the possible is what they used as one of their mantras. And so it's perfect for this coming year as well. And today I want to talk to you a little bit more about my story and hope that it inspires you as you think about what your story is going to be in 2020. So today I want to give you 3 aspects of what I'm calling the blueprint to create and live the life you imagine for yourself. So for me, if I think about the last 10 years, the last decade of my life, it has been a massive change. I started my own business. I left full-time corporate America. I met the man of my dreams and got married. And all of this happened in a way that I never thought it would, and certainly was not part of the game plan. But I've never been happier. I always tell my friends and clients that I now see the world in color, and that's what I want for each of you. So 3 steps that are the blueprint for your life imagined in 2020. So step 1 is to think, pretend, believe that the world is your oyster, because it is. But to do that, I want you to specifically think about 2 things and use 2 lenses. The first one is, what if time didn't exist? Think about that for a second. And the second one is, what if you didn't need money? And the reason I use these 2 as the lens is because it helps our brain free up what it considers to be safety measures. So if we think about the way that our biology was created, we were created to survive. And so oftentimes our safety brain, as I call it, kicks in and stops us from living the life we imagined. So I want you to think about turning your safety brain off and thinking, if time didn't exist, if I had all the time in the world, and if money wasn't a problem, so I had all the money in the world, money was easily available, whatever belief, thought serves you the most. I want you to use that as your lens for step 1. And that's going to help you think about, if those things weren't the problem, what would I do? What's the first step I would take? What would I go after? What would I do differently tomorrow that I'm doing today? So that's step 1. Believe that the world is your oyster, because it is. Step 2, I want to expand a little bit more about your brain. So most of the teachers that I follow believe in the notion that you first think, then you feel, then you take action. And I have found this to be probably the biggest game changer in creating the life that I imagined, to follow that system. Now, we believe that we feel first. We'll often say, well, I don't feel like doing that. I don't feel like going to the gym. I feel overwhelmed. But there's always a thought that precedes your feeling. And so today, as you're thinking about your life imagined, if you have a feeling that resides in something that is not helping you move forward, think about, what is the thought that preceded that feeling? And of course, that thought can be changed. You can decide that that thought may not serve you. It may not even be true. It may not be helpful. So for step 2, think about, what is the thought that's preceding your feeling? And then that's going to be the reason you will or won't take action. Step number 3 for this blueprint is really the mantra of my business, which is to take a small step. So if you've listened to any of my videos or watched any of my recordings, you know that I'm a huge believer in taking small steps. This is the way that I created my business. I created a ton of what I call bridges, and that was taking one very, very small step. I investigated something, I did something tiny, and that led to the next thing. Again, your brain is going to tell you, one, you don't know how to go about doing this, so then we need to go and figure out what the thought is. And then two, it's going to tell you that you can't do this. So I want you to take some small steps so that your brain can start to see we're not going to die, nothing bad is going to happen, which is what your brain's going to tell you. And instead say, brain, I know that you're trying to help me, but I'm going to hack you. And the way I'm going to hack you is by focusing on the thought and the rational thought versus the feeling. And that feeling of, I can't do this, I don't feel like doing this, staying in your higher brain, which is a huge part of the approach that I take in my practice, what I teach my clients, and why they are exceeding my expectations in living the life that they imagined. I have so many clients who are living their dream life, and it's because of all of these approaches that I'm giving you in this blueprint today. So again, for the new year, I just encourage you to think about these 3 steps for the blueprint, what you can do to move forward a little bit in this coming year. If you want to take this work deeper to a quicker pace, I would love for you to join me in my new course that I'm offering. It's a 10-module course called Living the Life You Imagined. It's the 10 modules based on the steps and the knowledge that I took to achieve the dream life that I now have. It also includes a private Facebook group. It includes live sessions with me. I only have a few slots left, so if you're interested in that, please direct message me or post on any of my social media or my website. It's kylamartinconsulting.com. There's a place for you to send me a message. I'd also love to offer you a free session so we can talk about whether this course might be a good fit for you. But in the meantime, again, I just encourage each of you to take a small step today to the life you imagined. It's the beginning of a new year. It's the perfect time to do that. I also thank you for watching. And again, please know that I'm always here to help you in any way I can. And as always, I'm cheering you on. Have a great new year, everyone. And I look forward to seeing you on the inside of my course, hopefully. Have a great one.